This is the Just Live podcast with Dan and Suzie Potter, episode 63.
How does awe look in your life?
Awe is transcendence and wonder. How is it for you?
We begin in 22 seconds.
Live life, see the good days in it, just live. Live life, see the good days, see the good days. Follow your potential. And live life, see the good days in it. Thrive.
Your life is a remarkable story, an adventure that only you can create.
We exist to help you live fully alive.
We come to you straight from Zion National Park in the Narrows to have this podcast on awe and transcendence and wonders. Welcome to the Just Live podcast.
My name is Dan.
My name is Suzie. Together we are Doozy.
Over the last 2 weeks, we've been in Snow Canyon. We've been in Las Vegas. We've been in the Grand Canyon. We've been in
Red Rocks.
We've been Zion. We've been in Bryce. We've been in a lot of places, specifically looking at the whole area of awe or transcendence. Many years ago, as part of our faith, there was 5 things that were very important. One was beauty, one was meaning, one was dignity, one was community, but a big one was transcendence. The ability to lean into the mystery rather than just solving it.
One of the places and spaces that we have awe and wonder, and actually all those places that Dan just described, we've been having it for the last 2 weeks on our workcation, and it's like awe and wonder, like how beautiful is this space. And we love hiking. We've been doing a lot of hiking in all of these spaces. And even now coming up here to the Narrows, to this spot right here where people continue on the path and go in where the canyon gets smaller, we're sitting here. The light is hitting and reflecting on the beautiful mountains, and the river is flowing through. The light is hitting it, and I go like, wow. Oftentimes I find myself applauding and say, good job, God. You did a great job. It's mysterious how these kind of spaces can move me, but they do.
So if you're watching this on the Doozy YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot of pictures of the places we've been and experienced awe in the last few days. Now let me just take you to that word transcendence.
Yeah.
Trans is actually to change, the ability to move. Transcend is to move to a new place, to find yourself in a better place. Transcendence is a description of God, the God of mystery. To transcend is to move into that place of God. If you think back into the ancients, I will call them, of the faith, they told incredible stories. They embraced mystery. They touched the face of God by being in awe of God.
Yeah.
Awe is another word. Now, awe can mean 2 things. Awe can mean awful, or it can mean awesome. It is that ability to stand amazed. Mm-hmm. It is mystery. It is wonder. And so today, as we talk about transcendence, we may use a few different words because it is so big, it is actually beyond us. But I think sometimes we live in a day where we think everything has to be explained. We have to know everything. We need to be people that go, I don't know.
That's right.
But wow.
Yeah. So I think about wonder, and when I think of wonder, I think, what if? What could it be?
One second, there's a squirrel about ready to take my stuff. Hold on. Hey.
Dan stops the squirrel from eating our banana at this moment. Okay.
I think we're back now.
Are we?
I just saved this banana from a squirrel. We interrupt this program.
All right, everything good?
It's good.
All right, so back to wonder. When I think of wonder, it's what if, what was, what could be, how could it be, looking into the future, but also like what was. I wonder and questioning and standing in awe of what it could be or what it should be, dreaming forward or thinking back, and having the possibility just to be in this space is really something that allows curiosity to open our eyes and to investigate and be in the midst of the mystery. As Dan said, we don't always know the answers to the questions. We don't always know what it truly means or what it was or could be or even is going to be in the future. But we're in the midst of wondering and being curious about what's going on.
I wish you could be here with right now.
I got to take a little
because
snap
right
here.
underneath the camera, there is this huge squirrel. And the squirrel is in the midst of awe and wonder. He is like wondering what is in those backpacks. He's just crawling around and he's not going to go away. I know he's not.
No way.
Because that's what wonder does. That it captures us. And I think sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be captured. Sometimes I think the reason is because of the phone. We are so busy on our phone. We're so busy with the TV. We're so busy that we don't stop and have times of awe.
Yeah.
And I think some of the greatest moments of my life have been those moments where I couldn't figure things out. They were the moments of in nature where you're breathless. You're fully beside yourself. We just watched the eclipse. And the eclipse, we sat for 2.5 hours
With these special glasses on.
just watching the eclipse and the sun and the moon, just a ring and just unbelievable things. This squirrel is he's up to no good.
That's why that squirrel is so fat. He's bold.
Those of you who are just listening on the podcast, I just want you to know we're in a beautiful place by a river. There are rocks everywhere, and there is this one really fat squirrel that's
Cheeky,
like, I want to
bold.
be part of this podcast.
He's like, I wonder what's in those backpacks. And of course, it's our snacks and our food for our hike.
So today so far, we've walked probably 4 miles,
Yeah.
about 4 miles, and around every single turn that we made, there is this grand mountain.
And
There's
it's
just-
like, whoa.
It's just, people come here just to watch us. Yesterday, the eclipse happened, and Zion was so full of people. Everyone just wanting to see something amazing.
Magnificent, undeniably new and wonderful. Every one of these hikes that we've been on, it started on this trip in Snow Canyon. And we've never been to Snow Canyon before. Shout out to Timo and his wife who posted photos of that place, and we were like, where is that? And it was very near, just north of St. George, very near where we were going. And so we decided to stop there, and it was so good our first day in. We tried to stay overnight in camp, fully booked. But anyways, while we were in there for the day, walking around every white and red and sand, just different bends, it was like awe. Now what do I do when awe happens? I have these pockets in my leggings and my phone is right here. I pop my phone out, open it as quick as I can, try to capture it so I don't delay our hike any longer than I need to. And sometimes Dan has to say, rightly so. Yesterday in Bryce Canyon, this was the case as well. Around every turn, it was like, oh, this is magnificent. I love this. Grabbing a photo, Dan was like, you might not be able to take a photo around every corner. Keep walking or it's going to be too dark and we won't get out of this canyon. But awe and wonder takes me like that. I'm just like fully immersed. And then I get back to my journal later and I just have so much passion and so much energy, positive energy from being in nature and being in these places of awe and wonder. It takes me closer to Jesus.
I got to tell you about a stick I found. Now this is really strange, but this stick was somewhere way back in Snow Canyon, and it was part of a cactus that I'd never seen this kind of cactus before. And this is a real dry desert,
Yeah.
and yet this cactus was blooming, but there was one limb that it was not blooming. And I looked close enough, and all it was the stick. Everything around the stick was gone. And as I looked closer, the stick was hollow, and then it had all the way up and down it, they had these triangles where it's like...
Was it like diamonds?
Diamonds, yeah.
Diamond holes, caverns.
The whole plant was breathing in and taking in water from everywhere. And I was just in awe. I just stood there and looked at this stick because I haven't even seen anything created that great by humans. And here's this plant, a cactus, and it's created by God to have exactly what it needed to bring in the moisture to live. I'm in awe of things like that.
Yeah. So what about you? Where do you go? When do you pause long enough? A few podcasts ago, we had a podcast about being busy, another podcast about connecting to God. But where do you go where it strikes up your awe, making you wonder, making you feel that there is a mystery surrounding that place, that space, that activity, those people, those experiences? Where do you go? When do you give yourself time to just immerse yourself in a place that makes you go, ah, wow, awesome, wonderful? Because that breathes life into you and allows you to live fully alive.
One of my favorite verses is that one that says, "The heavens declare your glory."
The glory of God.
Unbelievable. The heavens. I mean, as we were watching the eclipse, and last night as we were in our tent and we just looked at the sky, there was no noise or sound pollution at all. It declares it. It allows me to be in awe because it is beyond. It is a mystery. And I just want to ask you in your life, where's the mystery? Where are you able to connect with God, to touch the face of God, to lean into the mystery, to accept the fact that God is bigger than anything we can imagine? And rather than always picking a side, to realize God is big enough to be on all sides. God is big enough to be here and there, to create the water, to create the mountains, create the eclipse. He is. And I just want to challenge you to take time to be still and to notice the awe. Notice the wonder. Lean into the transcendence, because it will literally move you from being busy and hurried and caring about everything into that place of, there's a God bigger than me, and I like that.
I think it's Psalm 146:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." And for us, being still, slowing down, and taking in, that's where the stop being so busy helps us. Be still, be in a space, and take in whatever allows you to go, ah, amazing, giving you peace, giving you life. Don't be anxious about anything, Philippians 4 says, but in everything, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the God of peace will guard your heart and your minds in Christ Jesus. When I'm in an awe space, this also takes away my anxiety. This also is in that space where I'm still and I'm trusting God, and I allow the peace of God to fill me, and that tanks me up for life.
A few minutes ago, we were hiking down the trail to the Narrows, just up here, and we passed this couple. And they were going a little slow, we were going a little fast, and the lady said, "Wow, that couple's on a mission." And I thought to myself, yes, we are. We are living in an awe state. We are living with the sense that around every corner there's wonder, and I don't want to miss any of it. And I just want to challenge you to live fully alive. May you love your life, your world, and your God. My name's Dan.
My name is Susie.
Together we are doozy.
I just got to tell one more story.
Pause.
When we landed here, we actually were walking up a road, and it was awesome. And we thought, oh, this is the space. It was a road. Only the shuttle buses and walkers and bikers were on the road. So we got out our tripod. We went in the middle of the road where the two yellow lines are, because there wasn't any traffic.
You can see the picture if you're watching the video.
Yeah, there wasn't any traffic, and we were like, oh, this is the spot. There's two things Dan and I love to do when we feel fully alive. And what do you love to do? The splits.
Oh, the splits. I was wondering, where are you going with this?
The splits, and I love to do this twirly thing. I'm not a ballerina, but I feel very alive, and that portrays it. And then we also love to swing dance. So we took little clips of those three things, and there was somebody on a bike that rode by and said, "You two are so fun." And I thought, yes, we are. We are fun. We are living fully alive. We've been in this awe, wonder, amazingly transcendent space that sets us up for that. We're not always in spaces like this, but we try to find it when we're at home in our normal routine of life every single day. How about you?
Don't be too busy. Move into that awe state. Take time to be amazed with the transcendence.
Thanks so much for joining us for this Just Live podcast.